afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane. We're off here to an exciting 1 vs 1 on Crossing in the Woods between here Aerohank fighting for the United States of America for the 3rd Armored, going up here versus Yeziwen fighting for Germany for the right for the 15th Panzer Grenadier Division. Docked into your mechanized assault, mobile defense, and Ostruben versus Aerohank's airborne, armored, and infantry company bulletins are lastly infantry, except with an anti-tank gun and a tank bulletin there for Aerohank. Dual pioneers out there from Yeziwen signaling he'll be, of course, grabbing a lot more territory initially. Whereas from Aerohank, we've got sort of riflemen on the way there in a more regular start. And that's also focusing more on combat and shooting up krauts. Bit of barbed wire here, need to wire off those crates. Can't have the krauts running off with them. Again. Bit of barbed wire again, in this case some sticks. Oh. So, why are we wiring off all this crap? I don't know, guess the captain's a bit paranoid. And this looks like the major push is going to happen here. We've got pioneers, grenadiers moving down, and then we've got one pioneer unit here over on the left side. What will be next here for Yeziwen, an MG42 with just more grenadiers. An early MG42 could be a bit of help in some regards. Looks like we've seen the focus here from Aerohank on the right hand side. So we've got both riflemen there, ready to tear apart any Germans that might appear in his line of sight. Pioneers moving about there, securing territory, no wiring off for them. And we got even the truck here wired off. Aerohank is nothing if not thorough, it seems, and even here, if it can be wired, it'll be wired off. Damn it. Only after the war it will later turn out that Aerohank had received money from the barbed wire industry. And so rather than pushing forward, Grenadiers find back, we've got pioneers joining in. Might try to sneak up against the building, Grenadiers moving in. Probably should have let the pioneers lead away there, get into the big battle. At the same time, slight problem here, of course, it does deny it to the Americans, but it's not really well suited to sort of fighting in that angle. Pioneers charging, Grenadiers could be quickly following up there. Bit too slow, there go Pioneers. Another rifle squad there, so this is quickly turning out ugly here. He should actually pull back, instead he's getting closer, trying to really finish them off. Rifle here. But there you go. Note here what he quickly does here. Mr. Aerohank is really turns on the Grenadiers, quickly taking them apart. Pioneers and Grenadiers are now simply not in any sort of combat worthy condition to fight here. Aerohank's troops and Yeziwen is forced to fall back from there. We got additional Grenadiers, but they're moving here towards us. And now they're shifting towards the right hand side. While the Pioneers moves about there, securing territory as well. A bit of points there being secured, and well, more barbed wire here from Aerohank. Again, thorough if nothing else. Good move here for the cut-off point by Yeziwen, denying fuel that way. At least he's hammering himself, having a hard time there with the gunmen bring up there. But still, the riflemen there, the riflemen holding in heavy cover. The Grenadiers are not. We got a sniper then following up here. Might expect an MG42, something looks like here. Yeziwen is aiming for a sniper and slowly draining Aerohank of life and blood. There you go, Rieslund's pulling back into the building.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
Pioneers moving into the cover. And we've got airborne chosen. We actually got Pathfinders here for Aerohank. Pathfinders, they should definitely help a bit here in the engagements. And do a bit of good for him, particularly also then lay some setup beacons down. That could, well, beacons, I mean not just setup. But of course you can then use them so the paratroopers to sort of get in more accurately, but also reinforce at the front line. And here we are seeing the Grenadiers are basically losing this engagement. I mean, already taking quite a bit of damage as they moved up towards there. Got Pioneers, guys. We've got the sniper going up. The sniper, they're in a rather perilous situation. Needs to get us a good distance. Looks like I'm trying to clear out those Yankees there behind the truck. There we go. Rifleman holding up there. Fighting continues over here. Not really looking good for the Pioneers. They're definitely going to lose out in this engagement versus the building. Yeziwen might go for infantry. I suppose he could also go for a very rapid take-up. Pioneers taking loss there. We've got more riflemen. We've also got the Pathfinders there charging in for Aerohank. Forcing back Yeziwen here from this position. And there you go. The Pioneers were also forced to fall back from here. Overall, Yeziwen here having a bit of a rough start, to sort of put it lightly here, versus Aerohank, who's moving ahead here. And already here the snipers are bad position. They took a few hits there. And of course, the Pathfinders, if they sniper had remained, could have probably gotten taken out there by them as well. So not too good. We've got additional Grenadiers there, no attempt on MG42 so far, at least for Yeziwen. His troops reinforcing, his sniper having seen better days at the moment. And there we go, the 3rd Grenadier squad there for Yeziwen. Nothing further. We got an ambulance out for Aerohank. And we got BARs on the way. The Browning automatic rifle, a World War I era weapon, only came back the last year of the war. Was basically meant to sort of support them doing assault, being fired on the move in that regard. But never really saw usage in that instance, and was basically more used like a light machine gun. Right before behind here, we got the Pathfinders covering up, snipers though coming up from good distance. And there we go, we see a collapse of Aerohank's right flank, while meanwhile he keeps pushing up here. We've got some Pioneers and Grenadiers though moving into counterattack. If only Yeziwen had like down some barbed wire though, Rifle would have not any heavy cover here, would thusly, you know, held up better versus this assault. Moving insecure here, we got some medic kits taking off from the sniper, good job there. The losses here are pretty bad for the Pioneers. They're getting absolutely murdered, and there we go. Wiped, in fact. Wiped. The Grenadiers themselves pushed off rapidly afterwards. That was not a good assault there for Yeziwen. In fact, it was the opposite. It was bad.
Warning orders, man.
We got Brownings there being handed out to the riflemen now. By the looks of it, 1 BAR per unit for the time being. Troops holding up there. We got Pioneers on the way. They're being secured. Pioneers sneaking away to the other side. No tech up then for Yeziwen, at least not immediately, which does leave a bit of risk. But again, considering the way that Aerohank is playing, which is going for an early BAR, of course, he's not going to have to worry about an M20 right away. So at least that's a small relief there for Yeziwen. Though, of course, at the same time, that is very much at the cost, of course, of the riflemen becoming even tougher there versus Yeziwen's troops. So, of course, it's not without its risks in that regard. And we've got paratroopers. No, that's a 50 caliber actually dropping in. A 50 caliber there. Rare to see them dropped in. Rare to see them dropped in at all. But there you go. Looks like Aerohank decided he needs a gun. Big one. Vinny's holding up there. Coming on assault. There we go. We got Pathfinders. Got rubbing him with BARs. He could also consider upgrading his Pathfinders with a BAR. Some players like to do that, and that certainly also increases their firepower quite a bit there. But looks like in this case, the Pathfinders under the command of Aerohank are not quite there yet. Also got some Grenadiers holding up here, not going to last not too long here with all these riflemen about there, though luckily it seems like Aerohank does not have any grenades, which could otherwise make that a rather perilous defense. I mean, then the riflemen and Pathfinders moving in there. The question, of course, how long they're going to last with that heavy cover. Riflemen holding up, trying to sort of screen, but that's not going to last long with the sniper there supporting the Grenadiers' assault. Take-up has been done here for Yeziwen. Pathfinders moving up closer. Grenadiers fighting away there heroically, even as the other German troops are rushing ahead. And Riflemen seem to be sort of hiding here, maybe trying to sort of catch the sniper in an ambush, but at the same time, they are very low in numbers, very low in health, and there go Grenadiers falling out in the building. Already down to half there. Pathfinders almost, Victory 2. Going for the fuel pond there, so overall we're noting here that Yeziwen is playing fluidly. He's not just sort of totally focused, of course there's a clear, more focused intent, but at the same time he does not neglect the rest of the map. In that regard, you're drawing away attention from, say, other parts. In this regard, you know, nope, that's 3 units here, leaving only another smaller unit here to sort of oppose his major push here on the right flank. So in that regard, you know, even the Pioneers were to die, they did have a slight purpose, if you will, besides, you know, cutting off fuel there for Aerohank. I mean, it's also drew away troops that could otherwise have posed here, potentially Yeziwen to push on the right flank. So there we go. Aerohank forced to retreat there. Pioneers are running away as well. Looks like in this case they do survive. We got the 50 caliber here moving about. And we got mobile defense here chosen by Yeziwen. Some Ostrom reserves pulled up from a supply column. And we got there some LMG troops amongst them. So all of a sudden Yeziwen is flooding the field with infantry. Though he has lost the Grenadier squad, so it's not all that straightforward. I like to make a nice company, though might rapidly help. Snipers holding up there. 50 cubs holding up, they're ready to break down any crowd attack. And there they come. Sniper almost fits into one. There we go. There's again caught by the 50 caliber. They do get off a rifle, at least attempt to. Sniper flying support there as well. Ostrom fighting coming from the nearby building. Rifleman flanking in. No grenade still. The 50 caliber needs to get away. Might get cleared out though. Might get cleared out. Flinging his comrade with Herculean strength through the air. Donnie had no respect for anyone else but himself. He still died though. But crikey, that was quite a throw. Anyways, another Russian unit moving in to secure the 50 caliber. Then marks Ostrom there, force away, sniper falling back. Ostrom holding up here though heroically versus Riflemen. The light machine gun definitely giving them the punch they needed there versus the American forces. Riflemen creeping up the right flank. We've got Escalation inside there. Might get them a light machine gun. Otherwise, he could consider either an MG42 or maybe a bunker to cover this area rather than leaving a Grenadier squad inside their building all this. Oh, good lord! The Rifleman Pathfinders there rushed the sniper. Even as he got Veterans, he won in his little promotion. He also got a bullet in the head. Tragic development there for the sniper. Rifleman holding up here versus the Grenadiers. Again, it looks like we got more BS. And now we got grenades as well. Aerohank is only increasing his infantry combat prowess by further increasing the lethality of his men and their capabilities. Certainly only applying further pressure there to Yeziwen, who's got the like to make us go. We got good Panzers, but the half check on Scout Car I think right now actually be pretty good there versus Aerohank, who has now, by the way, opted for a captain. Captain Jones.
Reinforcements in.
A capture point is being overrun.
And there we go, anti-tank gun. Still a light tank could also work pretty well versus the infantry force currently here under the command of Yeziwen. Then again, he might have seen the Ostrom, and he might have seen them with the light machine gun, of course, in which case he might also figure he's got mobile defense, and he might just get a Puma then. In which case, of course, the still a light tank will struggle a bit there versus the schwere Panzerspielwagen. Ostrom leading an assault there, straight into the right, and there go two BARs, quickly compelling them to pull back a bit to the tree line-ish. Also, one of the fire Pioneers showing us on there we go, getting into heavy cover. Pioneers trying to switch to the re-echelons. Tank 40 on the way there. Clearly, Yeziwen is worried about whatever armor and vehicles that Aerohank might pull out against him. We got the 50 cover there moving out again. Meanwhile, the advance can see up here. The Ostrom doing what they can here from the cover, sawing down one Pathfinder before they themselves overwhelmed here by the sheer presence of Aerohank's troops. And meanwhile, the assault lodge continues up here. In that regard, Yeziwen is lacking something sort of form a more defensive backbone. Again, a bunker in the right place, or maybe an MG42, I think would have served him quite well in that regard. He's not quite as strong there. Either that or he's going to need a half tractor, that way, you know, continually enforce his troops. So overall, there are some flaws here in Yeziwen's strategy at the moment, one might argue, at least in terms of the defensive momentum. Of course, you can soon throw that a bit back here with a Puma, which should at least give Aerohank a bit of cause for pause. Got the ambulance moving ahead there. Ice cream ran, really? No. Rather than pulling up there for some healing, good use of that on the front, can also help reinforce courses Pathfinders. Troops are healing up. He could consider taking up as well, but then again he's more likely to get, there we go, schwere Panzerspielwagen 234-2, aka the Puma. The other range, but by the way, not known as the Puma. Rifleman challenge straight to the Grenadiers. Bit of light machine gun fire there. Rifleman going off. Oh, what? The entire unit dropping a BAR there. Veteran defeat for the Pathfinders, and there we go. Oh, they make it. They grab the BAR, I think. There we go. No one grabs the BAR. In fact, the Pathfinders there takes. There we go. They do grab it. Rifleman moving ahead there. Bit risky. We'll see a mighty push from Yeziwen, extending his full arm on the right side, whereas there's only Pioneer moving about there on the left. The Pioneers, Grenadiers, Ostrom, Pack 40 and the Puma all moving forwards there. In the meanwhile, we've got a few units hanging about there. The Pioneers rapidly stop. Looks like here Aerohank is moving up a bit of stuff here to try and deal with Yeziwen's advance. Here we've got a Pack Howitzer bombarding, catching poor Yuri. Ambulance there, very far removed. Puma moving ahead here. Taking hits there from the bazooka. Not a single kill there. Has done a bit of light damage though. There you go, good rifle grenade off. 50 caliber here. Rifle holding it as well. And the Pack Howitzer is pulling back. We've got the Puma firing off more shots. We've got paratroopers dropping in here. Under Aerohank's command, he could get them Thompsons, he could get them Browning like machine guns. Puma getting a few kills on the Pack Howitzer crew. Pack Howitzer firing, by the way, on the troops up north of the hedgerows of the ridge. Hill. Climb over. Anyways, we've got Puma moving ahead there. Oh! Ambulance spotted. Ambulance spotted. There we go. Got it. Although almost knocked down. There we go. Popping smoke. Leaving the Americans a bit blind as he tried to pursue the 8-wheeled vehicle, also known of course as a Achtrad by the Germans. And we got a command tank out here for Yeziwen, the Panzerbefehlswagen, with its stubby gun, looking for some Americans to kill. Nothing further going on in the base of Yeziwen, no tech up, though of course with all that fuel spent on these two vehicles, of course you won't be having fuel for that anytime soon. Aerohank on the other hand, he's enough not teching up. One might have figured that, but no sign of that so far. No sign of that so far, not even an anti-tank gun airdrop to call in, though, of course. With the captain put in, of course, it would be safer and more, well, cheaper overall to just train it. Command tank military exposed to the bazookas. Already down to half health there, Captain veterans it too. We see Yeziwen here falling back. His defences here still a bit lacking. Got a pack falling into most of them, but overall something a bit extra there I think would benefit Yeziwen overall much better. Bunker or something like that in the right place. There you go, command tank once more swinging in to save the day. Quickly forcing those pathfinders back and to find another path. Rifleman and 50 caliber instead moving in, that's a bit risky there by Aerohank. But now already the command tank is on the move here. Paratroopers are the prey. And they're getting grounding light machine guns there. Almost got them, almost got them. Gun these black machine guns supporting that. Rifleman capturing ahead there. Pack 40 firing down, not kind of option. Oh, there we go. Final turning target vehicles. Rifleman ahead there, capture moving in. Pack out and firing away. Oh, still really exposed on the Panzer IV command tank. Scheiße, Yeziwen. And there we go. He actually dropped in the anti-tank gun. It's cheaper to just call it in, by the way, since you don't have to spend the resources on crewing it. Just a point there. There you go. Awesome force weight, 50 cover there, almost wiped out, but survives. The wrath of Yeziwen into Third Reich. We got a Grenadier for there, providing a bit of support weaponry there for Yeziwen's infantry to fight other infantry. But we got another ambulance there on the way to replace the one which did take a rather heavy shot there or two from the Puma.
Scout car awaiting orders. Yeah, go ahead.
Pack cards are holding back, troops ring about there.
We're losing a capture point.
Going for the cut-off point there again. Splendid, splendid by Yeziwen. Going for the fuel over there as well, but of course losing the right-hand side in the process. Aerohank does not let up, and there we go. We got a mortar there trying to sort of extinguish a few American lives in the process. Anti-tank gun here recruit. Troops reinforcing. At least it should be.
Ambulance ready for action.
There you go, ambulance arrived for Aerohank. It was not uncommon to see, by the way, older models of tanks sort of being used for command tanks. For example, there are a few cases in Normandy, for example, where the Panzer III acted as a command tank for a Panzer IV unit, as an example. It all had to do with availability and such. And since command tanks necessarily weren't expected, of course, to be all in the fighting, of course, they were usually occasionally handed away with older vehicles, of course. I mean, differed from different armies, of course. Other armies specifically didn't want their command tanks to be joining in, so they usually didn't have operational guns, for example. Of course, also allowed them to focus fully on the command duty, though that was not something the Germans could afford. And the troops have been pinned down here by the 50 caliber Pathfinders. They're almost knocked out here by the Osttruppen, fighting heroically. They've got Puma moving in. The anti-tank is ready, but not quite there, not quite there. Puma moving in for the pack howitzer. Can Aerohank here get Yeziwen's Puma? Will the Puma once more get away? There we go, good job, bazooka flying. Popping smoke, and there we go, escaping right through it. Good job there, good job by Yeziwen. Paratroopers impotently far away, but can do nothing versus the Puma's thick hide.
How can we help?
Still no tech up from Yeziwen though.
Panzer IV.
Still nothing there.
On your feet, ladies. No crashing.
No sign of tech up from Mr. Aerohank, interestingly enough. 20 minutes of the match, and so far Aerohank has pretty much only bothered with the captain and lost upgrade forward. He's got tons of fuel though, so it's not like he can't do it. And meanwhile, though, Yeziwen is securing most of the map. Hiccups. Good lord. Aerohank here a bit on the defensive. Of course, might just be looking for a method to sort of get back. My apologies. There you go. Rearsun's coming on fire. The grenades holding up the position by the bridge. And there you go. Packard's firing, got the anti-tank rate to deal with any German armor assault. And there we go. Setting up. There you go. Shot went through. Almost can take aim there. Instead, almost hitting his own men with an armor-piercing round. Grenades push away. Got the mortar firing. Ivan Mark Pop. Going to get off it. There we go. Pineapple grenade. Getting half the unit in the process. Still no major anything. And we got a bit of resource there being flooded by Yeziwen again. Taking up might not be a rather good idea. Maybe getting a half track or something else. You know, just spent those resources, man. Ostrom there, not doing too well. The building certainly not either. And there we go. One shot collapsing the entire thing, entombing them. In fact, also losing the light machine gun there for Yeziwen. But now we got a rapid counter-attack here, and Yeziwen is struggling to contain it. Again, the lack of machine guns or anything like that should have stalled Aerohank's advance is certainly in. There we go. Veteran 2-1. And there we go. Someone's actually using take aim. By the gods, someone's using take aim. Of course, the thing to note is it does increase its line of sight. It does focus it a bit more, but it increases its line of sight and its range. So really, it's a good job overall. And does allow this anti-tank gun to actually work pretty well without a spotter, which is actually rather rare. But nicely done there, nicely done there. I mean, that in his own right deserves a bloody applause. Anyways, we've got Pants bombing in there. Captain awfully close there. Clearly, this captain's got some balls on him, though of course he might soon be lacking balls, pancreas, and other parts of his, well, body. Captain then forced away by the Panther IV and the Grenadiers. Major finally arriving here. Could there soon be armor then for Aerohank? Could there be armor? Meanwhile, the Pathfinders continue to do their daily deed of murdering Crouch around the battlefield. Rather than charging forward it. And Grenadiers are pushed away. Panther IV command taking about. Molt setting up. Puma's not really doing much. There's actually gotten quite a few kills there. If you can get to Veteran 2, that should definitely help a bit there.
Listen up!
Troops reinforcing. Left side open, and there we go. We do see Yeziwen is quick to sort of capitalise on that, or at least attempt to capitalise on it. Rather than watching the assault here, not mindlessly though. We've got the anti-tank raid to support here. Command tank there, not fully repaired though. And Grenadiers are taking a bit of a beating as well. Pioneers though, looks like they're finally getting some repairs done. Good, good. We got another bunch of Ostrom here being rushed forward here under command of Yeziwen. Bit of a shootout here on the river. Or by the river more specifically. Anti-tank and falling back, having nothing to cover it. Sensible approach there, imagined by Aerohank. If that is today, much reason of course. If it's not, of course, it's a bit harder to judge. But Sherman on the way there for Aerohank. And this time here for the mid-game analysis, current situation is interesting enough. I mean, Yeziwen, despite doing alright, hasn't really taken out or tried to take up no fuel caches either. And generally, I would say trying to play solely on call-ins when it comes to mobile defense is rather risky and generally not the most effective manner of playing the doctrine. Works better, supporting other armored elements rather than being the armored elements there. So that's again a bit risky there. But Yeziwen, the world is holding on alright. A fuel caster again would be a good move. And he really should take up. Either go for this or even try and play for maybe a Panther right now. Could work out pretty well there versus Aerohank. And a part of me would like to see some MD42s. Or maybe, mines. He's got tons of munitions. So mines, Teller mines, S mines. Maybe set some bunkers. All of that could really do a lot there to sort of further slow up Aerohank. But also give a bit of what's lacking for Yeziwen currently is a bit of a defensive backbone. I mean, he has a very hard time holding territory. So those things would actually do a lot there for Yeziwen versus Aerohank. For Aerohank, more armor there on the way, which is good. Sherman, maybe a Scott or a Jackson right now could be of good help. And help maintain a bit of momentum there versus Yeziwen as well. He could also try and take back afterwards, get a Greyhound, lay down some M6 anti-tank mines. That could also work out pretty well. Otherwise, of course, another option is basically just setting up for a P-47 rocket strength in case, you know, the vehicles and armor gets a bit nasty there from Yeziwen's side. Otherwise, he's trying a bit of more harassment here, and maybe consider himself laying down maybe a fighting position. Occasionally, sort of try and draw in more troops there from Yeziwen towards taking a position, maybe allowing them then to sort of flank the attacking force that tries to deal with it. Just an option there, at least a thought. But let's return to the battlefield, to the fight. Men.
Steady up, man.
Come on, tank there being repaired. We got the Sherman still on the way. Mortar fires away. Pathfinder's a bit of trouble. And Pioneers forced away there by the advancing paratroopers. 50 coming as well to help hold. Victory points pretty close here for the two sides. Of the slight advantage there to Aerohank.
Crowds are taking one of our points.
Sherman almost done. And there you go. Pat, so command tank. Oh, takes a hit there to the rear from the pack house, or maybe the anti-tank gun. Oh, there we go. Veteran 2. Veteran 2 is actually making things a bit more dangerous there for the command tank. If this moves up a bit further there to recover retreat path further. Moves out again, line of fire. Nope, occupied it with the Puma. Puma almost down. Both get away though. Both get away. Maybe have the one reason he pulled in the Puma there to draw fire away from the command tank's escape. Although they both have been heavily damaged, and the anti-tank gun is Veteran 2, which is going to be a problem there for Yeziwen. Particularly if it hits Veteran 3. Right from there in trouble, we got a unit wiped out. Looks like the pack howitzer has been, well, exsanguinated. Units there wiped out, but the Sherman's high close around 50 caliber on the way. Ostrom there almost annihilated. Rifleman Pathfinder's moving up. Ostrom there taking fire. Command tank pulled back for repairs. And mortar crew wiped out.
Our opponents are seizing a sector. Get ready, guys.
Bit of quiet here. We got more reassurance now on the way there for Aerohank, probably to replace the ones that got lost in battle previously. Sherman could do with a bit of fixing up there. At least they're spotted. And quickly taking losses. 50 cal moving in. Anti-tank and actually getting exposed. That Panzerfaust going off. Damage engine. But the gun is ultimately pushed off. We got a Pack 40 moving up, and we got the mortar there not being secured by anyone. Those things are getting a bit chaotic here, of course, is understandable. There you go, Ostrom being under fire now from the 50 caliber there. The bushes won't last much longer there as a defense. Not versus that kind of caliber of shot. Ostrom moving in there, got the command tank striking down again, though barely repaired. The anti-tank and those far removed, that's unable to help. Almost managed to get out of there, but only one man escaped the collapse of that building. The rest basically tumbled out of the ruins. Hackouts could also do, they were being recruited. Bit of fighting over here. Pathfinder service the Grenadiers, 17 kills, Rifle moving up as well. Grenadiers are quickly suffering losses, and they could easily suffer much further losses. Mortar there versus the captain. More pioneers on the way there to help speed Yeziwen's repairs up. No tech up still. No tech up still.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
No further armor from Aerohank though. Could it be another Sherman or could it be a Jackson? Otherwise you could already go there for the Scott. The howitzer motor carriage. Bit of quiet there.
We're losing a capture point.
Point there being secured. And here. Ostrom with Grenadier support there, and there we go. He is going for the Scott here to bombard Yeziwen from slightly safer distances. And Murder's Infantry getting another Pack 40 there from Yeziwen. Still no idea there of a tech up, it seems. And Puma almost 15 to almost, but not quite.
Looks like we're getting into the excitement.
Neither side really sort of bothering defense, but really Yeziwen should not be flowing that much munitions. Really, mines again would benefit most. Bunkers with AMGs could also do quite a bit for him though, but overall, mines. He would get down so many mines and can do so much damage there to Aerohank's troops and tanks. I mean, a good telemine, for example, could do wonders, or a good S-mine field in the right place could easily slow down Aerohank's advance and also bleed him of precious manpower. So why Yeziwen stop bothering, at least, using counter-attack tactics, to speed up the capturing of territory as well. And I rather feel like Yeziwen is not quite playing any... Oh! Command taking him down, the bazookas moving ahead. Puma though in the line of fire now. Captain there, unit taking heavy damage. In fact, the captain himself is there. And there we go, entirely wiped by Lucky Mortar round. Troops moving up here. Grenadiers firing into the side to the advancing riflemen. Popping smoke there. And the Puma gets knocked out.
Gun destroyed! Squad, get ready!
Apparently the rifleman got off a lucky shot there. Was it the Puma? Either way, that Puma is history. Come on, their tank there taking heavy damage. And to tank in the head, move forward to knock it out, at least attempt to. Moving forward through the smoke. Oh no, veterans in fleet, but can the Grenadiers go before that? Command tank escapes here. Anti-tank crew white, that's a huge blow right there to Aerohank.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture
No, Yeziwen does suffer rather losses.
Secure!
Grab your shit.
Ostrom hanging about there.
Gun troop ready.
Scott Norrie, oh, there we go, beginning to fire.
Under attack!
Can it get off any kills there versus the enemy? Still no tech up from Yeziwen in the slightest.
Squad is back to full strength. Crowds are sniffing around our asses. Tactical point being captured.
Duel here between paratroopers and grenadiers with light machine guns and grenades.
Full strength.
Oh dear. Rather close here, but ultimately Aerohank's paratroopers mostly saw the way through, of course. Only 2 actually survived that engagement. Still got another wipe there against Yeziwen, which is definitely going to bleed him out, in particular since those were veteran grenadiers, veterans who free like machine gun at all. Not really something he could afford to lose at this stage of the fight. Still no tech up. Really feel that's about it alongside that lack of munitions uses there by Yeziwen. He's overall missing an opportunity, not just having to constantly rely on his manpower to do the fighting. And just, drain manpower from Aerohank. Sherman repaired. Aerohank could of course go for another Sherman, another Scott, or maybe a Jax. Maybe worried about heavy armor there from Yeziwen. Of course, so far Yeziwen seems incredibly reluctant to actually take up.
Troop ready.
Scott bombarding away, but not quite actually hitting anything. Much to the chagrin of the crew, I imagine.
Capture point is being overrun.
Sherman moving ahead. There's Ostrom there, and a bit of a close there, close. Mortify going down, engagement between Rifle and Ostrom. The Ostrom just getting slaughtered here as they charge into the BAR and the M1 Garand. No chance of survivors there for the Ostrom. Command tank moving about there. It is yet to hit Benson 2-1, by the way.
Paratroopers ready for action.
Still no tech up from Yeziwen. Lieutenant now on the way there for Aerohank. Could there be an attempt there? Maybe an M20 and some anti-tank mines. 57 meters trying to set up there to deal with the commanding mob rifle here, taking a heavy casualty. Pack 40 gets off. A rather devastating kill versus those riflemen.
Okay, go ahead. We're under attack!
Ah, missed the command tank there as it drove through the muck. Pioneers in assault on right flank force about the pack howitzer. Aerohank struggling a bit there to containing his opponent. And we got the lieutenant out on the field of battle.
Crew ready.
Another Ostrom assault there under the command of Yeziwen.
capture point.
Sherman rolling back. Scott moving ahead. Come on, tank moving ahead. Straight to the anti-tank gun. There we go. Down to half health. Oh dear, this is not good. Pack 40 there versus the Pathfinders. Even that lethal Pack 40 there won't be able to do much. Fighting is certainly a bit tense on several points. Other points still less tense. Okay, so it's gone for the platoon command post, but doesn't really seem to be doing anything with it, to be honest. Just went for the lieutenant, that's it. Now we got the 5th Cav about to get nicely flanked there, and to tank across the west. Grenadiers also move ahead there. Grenadiers advancing up there, catching the lieutenant. Sherman ready to counterattack though. And there we go, rifle grenade. Scott moving ahead. Or not. Sherman needing the counterattack here to deal with some grenadiers on the right side there. The beleaguered major. Oh, crushing them. A crashing blow there to Yeziwen. And we've got another Puma there. Might actually be able to deal with the Sherman. No support though, needs an anti-tank and something there to support. There's a caught by the paratroops and the riflemen. Not a good situation there, plus the pack howitzer. And there you go. Puma, Sherman dueling it out. Shots going off left and right. Sherman gaining victory too though. Use the Puma, threatens to light it on fire. And to tank they're setting up here. Need to pop a smoke screen, maybe that pack howitzer firing in. All shots missed the line, but the Puma does escape, but so does the Sherman. Scott still not really doing much here. Of course, he might have been too occupied trying to ensure he doesn't lose the Sherman in the process. It's still a bit risky to have the Scott standing out in the middle of the, well, everywhere like that. Ostrom there, command tank flanking in. No further armor here, anything like that from Mr. Aerohank. Still no take up from Yeziwen. Pathfinder's there. 24 kills. They're really fighting hard there against the Krauts. Panther 4 firing away. Damage engine then the Scott on the other hand. Anti-tank gun moving in, trying to deal with it. Rifle following up. No support there versus infantry though. And we've got P-47 called in there. US Air Force summoned up. Anti-tank gun firing. There we go. Panther 4 there forced away. And Sand in this case does not survive. Sand in there, no tree chops it can hide underneath, which is one common tactic for the Germans to basically sort of avoid having their tanks blown up. Usually they also only made any larger movements during the night, for example during Normandy, sort of try and minimize the effect of American Air Force. And certainly they actually did a lot to sort of minimize the effects, but I believe there's only 1/3 it came down to in total effectiveness after the Germans sort of enacted their counter tactics. Of course, when they forgot to do them, it ended up pretty devastating, which actually happened to the Panzerlehr. While they were moving down to the front, they took some heavy beatings from the US Air Force. So little fun fact there, little fun fact. And there he did go for an M20. He is laying down anti-tank mines there. And finally Yeziwen is taking up. Almost 40 minutes into the match, he's finally taking up. I definitely feel like he's been a bit too, not active there, and certainly played around for too long before realising that did not work out. Now Aerohank on the other hand is certainly rather dominant on the field. Got a Pack 40 here, got a Puma to keep Aerohank containing for the time being, which is certainly a bit of a struggle there for Yeziwen. Ostrom moving up there. Major still hiding him out.
We're losing a capture point.
Puma running forth. Got a hit there on the Scott. Not sure what the Grenadiers were thinking there, but they definitely ended up regretting it pretty quickly. Well, The survivor regretted it, the others are well dead. Which does make the whole concept of regret a bit difficult. Large infantry assault here, well, larger for what Yeziwen's left here at the battlefield at the moment. We've got the assault storm with pioneers ready to follow up. Rough gate goes off. Mortar round though does a really good job there, forcing the lieutenant to fall back there as he's not got the strength to hold them back. We've got paratroops there, trying to fall back to the tree line. Has got the Sherman rushes forward to support. Of course, in that regard, Yeziwen's got nothing to do with the Sherman, except maybe the Puma. Bit of shooting here. He could go for the former cord out. Of course, he could try and take up further and maybe aim for a Panther. Pleasure's not working out too well there, and we go. Anti-tank gun almost reached here too, and there we go. Take aim and gets off. Good hit then the Puma. Will Yeziwen realise it 42? No, he won't. Good job there of using take aim. Definitely a lot there for Aerohank. And quickly allows him to sort out that Puma. He's taking up, he is taking up. Heavy Panzer Corps is within the designs now of Yeziwen. Even as his force is continually crumbling away, piece by piece. He's being pushed away. Pioneers guns are leaving the assault riflemen left to hold them back, with a pack house then tow. The assault is a swift retreat. I mean, he could have laid down a smoke screen, which would have forced them to get closer, and then of course he would have popped a grenade on them once they exited out of the smoke. Just a thought. Greyhound, no, not Greyhound, but utility coming about. They might see some more mines being laid down there, I guess, to catch up any Kraut armor. So we've got a mine there and a mine there then. He's got a now just needs to build the heavy panzer corps who's got the tech. You got Lieutenant with paratrooper and Pathfinder support. Looks like he went. Oh, the other one was lost. A tragic loss there, by the way, for Aerohank. They did quite well for him. Got a lot of kills in there, in particular with those BARs at it. Yeziwen is still floating an absurd amount of munitions. Definitely not happy with that. Sherman. Oh, Scott moving in there. Halfway to victory too. No sign of that heavy panzer corps being built. No sign of it being built. He should build it as soon as possible, if anything. He's got the pioneers there, so mach schnell. My apologies. Bit of a sneeze. Interesting enough, he's never bothered with a single MD42 or an empty bunker. You feel a bit disappointed here in Yeziwen. I mean, if his lines continue to be pushed back, got more mines going down there. Aerohank is certainly not losing any time in base repair. Of course, with this game sort of gone on for this long, of course, he can't take any chance in case something really heavy goes out. And of course, in that case, having an M6 mine to basically immobilize it's going to be a huge boon for him. So in that regard, you know, Aerohank's making a pretty good move. I mean, a lot of players tend to neglect the M20 utility car in the later game, but actually there it sort of really works well with the rest of the units, because, I mean, imagine immobilizing any German heavy vehicle. I mean, that's it more or less, unless the Germans can pull off a miracle. I mean, you're going to probably get that tank with, you know, an anti-tank or a Jackson, because again, it can't move. You know where it is. And anyone trying to repair it will also suffer, because you know where they'll be, right next to that tank, which you're going to be bombarding while you're trying to knock it out. But there we go. Heavy Panzer Corps is up. I imagine a Panther is next. Beacon up there as well now. Bit late to get it there, but oh well. No, he's getting a Sturmpanzer IV. Not what I'd recommend. I mean, sure, he's got a lot of infantry and support weapons, but part of the is he'd rather, you know, focus on the tanks. Plus, usually in those cases, I'd always say get a Sturmpanzer next after some other armor. I mean, he's got Panzer forces too, he's got great go for Sturmpanzer. He's got no armor out there. He should definitely get some armor up for the more proper order before calling in a Sturmpanzer. Very risky movement, certainly not one of call the best there by Yeziwen. Of course, I could be proven wrong. Also, they're taking losses from the Sherman. Halfway to Infantry 30 kills. Quite a few casualties. We're just seeing Yeziwen is bleeding out men now. He's lost 2 Ostrom squads more. Infantry there for the paratroopers with their browning up machine guns. The Pioneers shredded there in the murky waters. And there you go. Sturmpanzer 4 bereit. Or as they were called by the Germans, Stupa. But there you go, 150mm gun, meant for clearing out strong points and digging infantry and the likes. Moving ahead, they got the Pinfire machine gun on the way. And very close, it's wiping any-time you can anti-tank setting up. There we go, using its great range actually to harm the, or shoot at it at the very least. You might want to consider adding in some armor-piercing rounds there versus it. But there you go, shot penetrates. Half the paratroop unit vanishes under the shot there of the Sturmpanzer. Half the unit. Scott firing. He's moving ahead. I think Yeziwen might just, you know, have given up at this point. Sort of feels like still doing something. And they're going to tank them ready. Armor-piercing rounds going up as well. Sherman flanking in. Getting off some more hits there with the Sturmpanzer, but still taking him down. Of course, going to be difficult there to escape due to the longer range of the anti-tank gun. Looks like it does so. Does so barely. And then hits the mine. Hits the mine, knocking out the Sturmpanzer entirely. Thus, well, paying off for that. Well, M20 easily there. I mean, at that Panther, of course, it would have been the same assault, though. But in this case, there you go. Game over there. A loss for Yeziwen, a victory for the United States. And Aerohank, well played there by Aerohank. Definitely not the most usual play they saw, but good use of it. Good BARs, grenades. Follow up with a captain, some pack howitzers, then anti-tank, sort of dropping in whatever equipment he needed. And then for the late game, he went for the M20 there. Going not for sort of its early harassment capability, but rather its capability to sort of really disable heavier armoured vehicles with its anti-tank mounts, which are really potent. So nicely executed there by Hank, really catching Yeziwen's late game. And Yeziwen overall really fumbled with this one to a certain extent. I mean, again, he was way too late in taking up, and he shouldn't just rely on the Pullman command tanks for that long. Also, like machine guns, bunkers, and all that munitions float. Really not good stuff there for Yeziwen. But overall, an interesting fight. I'd say some pretty different American play. Certainly something I'd like to sort of recommend more of. And of course, again, you know, the use of the M20 there. So overall, interesting play. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something from it. Hope it gauged in the Yeziwen matches. If it did, why not subscribe, tell your friends, share it with everyone. If not, you know, send a replay on some feedback in the comment section. And this is Imperial Dane, cheers, and thank you all for watching. Bye!